Good morning. Welcome to MightyOxTrading. Friday morning. Sorry, I'm not awake yet. I kind of looked at the time and I was like, oh my god, it's time to go live. Hope everyone's doing okay. Looking to make this a green day, finish the week green. Markets, Nasdaq's going wild over the last just half an hour or so, popping up 100 points. So let's take a look at the markets overnight. Nasdaq's had about a 200 point range, not a lot. It did come down, came back up, back down, not back up. It's almost near its highs for the day. ES doing the same. Copper. So copper's had a pretty wild ride. The copper's come up huge, is now coming down huge, but it's a big range. It's 240 ticks of range, which is pretty big for copper, and it's sitting about mid-range. Gold has just made a new daily high. Let's try to shake off yesterday where everything kind of dropped after they announced that after a Fed member expected a half of percentage point increase in interest rates. About a 10-point range on gold. Hello, Vincent. How are you today? And hello, Andrew. Thank you for tuning in. UltraBond. We have about a 2-point range. Been coming out, came up, pulled almost all the way back, then extended back up, now pulled back again, about mid-range. Oil also just right now making a new daily high. Has exactly a 2-point range right now. Heat and oil. About mid-range of about 120 ticks. And the Russell making a new daily high right now. About a 22-point range. It's pretty big for the Russell. And the Dow near its daily high, and we have about a 300-point range there. So that's where we sit right now. So gold, ES, and Russell sending us signals. Let's see what gold has to say. But we'll pull back there after that big move up there. Gold also made that almost the same move and started almost the same time. Went up about 5 points, pulling back to the SMA line now. Copper on a daily chart. Oops. Back to 1 minute. Then move that back to 1 minute. There we go. Vincent, what does your delta say today? I'm assuming upwards, but did kind of come down and then go up, so I'm not sure. I'm starting the morning off $175 in the red from 2 bad trades on ES last night. So we'll try and get that back and more. Copper. Kind of touching that bottom band on the RSI. No news coming out today of anything that I'm aware of. Nothing major announced. Yesterday, that Fed guy, I forget who it was and what, but he was just talking. He didn't, there was nothing really scheduled that and everything. And all of a sudden, out of the blue, he says about the Fed probably increasing interest rates by, 0.5%. And out of nowhere, you know, things are kind of calm. We had this move over here, not, up, down, tight, even tight candles, and all of a sudden he says that, and whoosh, 88 points down on a 1 minute candle out of nowhere, and a full about 110, 120 points total, pop back up, and this continue falling the rest of the day. I was there on the Discord. I was watching, watching the charts at the time, and I'm like, what the heck just happened? I didn't, I wasn't expecting news. Luckily, I wasn't like long or anything. I wasn't in trade. I wish I'd been short. There was a guy, there was a guy that got lucky. He had just gone short on an eval for another company, and he completed his eval with that big move down. Copper's continuing to head downward. It's kind of riding right along that band on the, on the RSI. I don't know. Big pullback. It was so far almost 40 ticks on this pullback on the 5 minute. I mean, it's pulled back almost 40 ticks no matter what chart, but obviously it would have been good to catch. But that short signal came on right as I was going live. So now we wait, see what we can find. Markets are kind of figuring things out for the day. The Bitcoin also fell hard yesterday. Bitcoin is now totally running the same, almost the same path as the Nasdaq. It's just kind of amazing how something that was supposed to be totally independent is now basically just a Nasdaq clone on how it rolls. And of course, it brings almost all the other cryptos with it. gold. Pulling back here, has broken the SMA, but we have these uptrending bands, we have the uptrending SMA, so we need to see if this is more likely to bounce and continue going down. Although this is the second pullback now in the last 15 minutes. And a lot of times the second pullback is the good one. Other coppers is continuing to head down. You know, I'm not gonna try and jump in most times anymore when things are. That's how I got burned last night on ES. Saw ES heading up. I saw ES heading up. I tried to jump in, but it was like a couple candles after the signal, and I just got in right as it started reversing. So that's how I got in trouble there. It's looking good so far. What price did you get in at? Seeing that short signal, but I'm thinking it got to bounce, but I'm not. It's hitting the bands right now. See if it can bend those bands. $92. Cool. So you're up 4 points right now. Good job. Do want to thank everyone for joining me early here in the morning on a Friday. As always, feel free to say hi in the chat. Questions, comments, statements. Tell me what you're trading, if you plan on trading. If you're just here because you stumbled upon something looking up oxes on YouTube and somehow you got here. While we wait to see what things are going to do, we can do a little bit of charting overnight. See how things were to trade. Where I stopped charting, this was that big move down. Got this move here. Obviously that would have worked. I'm not sure I would have gotten in on that trade because I would have expected this pullback. And then this would have been the better candle to get in. And you see this would have given us 15 points easy. This 7.5 stop loss. Let's check what Crude's saying. It looks like S&P is going to go around that bend. Well, good call, Vincent. Crude's also coming down. It's below its RSI on the 1-minute chart. Below the band on the RSI, I mean. So I'm not 100% sure about that one. I want to see it get back inside that band before I take it. I'm trying to decide if I want to jump in on this trade here on that Vincent's on. That is an unusual move. I'm going to be honest. Usually I expect this to hit this band, pop back up, and then come down. So this is not acting like I would have expected it to. We did just had this long, hard uptrend. So, at this point, part of me wants to jump in here, but I'm just going to stay out of this one for now. Vincent obviously made the right call. He's up 5 points or so. Green candle there on crude after it sent that short signals. Let's go back to charting and then we'll start watching this a little harder. Anyway, so coming back down, I don't think I would have taken that one. Although, let's mark it as a take. I try to be honest with my, try to be as brutal with what I would have taken, because it's easier to look back on a chart and say I wouldn't have taken that when in the heat of the moment you might have. That one would have been a loss. Cool. Yeah, divergence is supposed to be a good indicator. I just haven't taken the time to really study things yet and really watch for that. And I don't think there's an easy indicator that points out divergence for you. It's something you just got to be kind of watching. Would not have taken this. May have taken that. I don't think so. Another thing I've noticed. I mean, obviously this is going to work, but it's going to stop us out. So I'll mark it as a stop out. But oftentimes you see the big move up, the pull back, another buy signal, and that's usually a failure, and then it pushes back down. In this case, it continued going up, but very choppy in a consolidation way. And then you got to decide if you want to try and get back in if you do get stopped out, or if you decide not to take the signal. And this one would have been very hard. Obviously, it would have been a nice move to catch, went up nicely. But if you had gotten in here after it came back up on above the SMA, it popped back down. Obviously, right here would have been good. And then you could have followed it, but you might have gotten 2 different stop outs before finally getting it to go. If you're running a 2-to-1, then I mean it's a break-even trade unless you're holding through the entire move. See, this right here is what I expected the current move to do. Let's see what it's doing. See, it's kind of consolidating, but slightly downtrending on the consolidation. See, it came down here, and I expected it to go this way, just like this here. See how this came down and met the band, then went up, bounced off the SMA, and finally made the move down. Now, getting into that move right there, let's see, would it have stopped us out? It would have. And at this point, maybe, because things are a bit more volatile now, so just having a better stop there might have. But at that point, I probably would not have been adjusting my stop to more than 7.5. But you do got to watch your, if you're trying to find 2-to-1. See, this is another place I would have got stopped out. So, at 3 in the morning or 4 in the morning, whatever, I don't expect to be needing the 15-point stop because I'm not going to get more than 15 off the move. So this would have been either way. That would have been a bad trade, bad signal. Actually, I'm 1 off on that signal. I'm wrong. I would not have stopped out. If you put it on the right candle, things can be better. Yeah, that would have worked. Never mind. Disregard everything I just said. That would have worked. This one, after this long downtrend, I probably would not have taken this. It would have stopped me out. Weird candles there. I would have probably wanted to take that reversal. So this short signal would have worked. I think. Yeah, there's the 15. Would not have taken that long because I would have expected this pullback. This short I'll mark it as a I'll take, but only because I don't think I would have. Right, sitting right on that SMA line. But you got to be brutally honest with yourself. Giving yourself bad data does not help at all. And of course, then this one would have definitely worked. Would have worked for like 100 points. I mean, I probably would have cashed out at 15, but it went 100. Or just about. And now we're here, and Vincent so far is the winner of the day. It's still heading down. This is a 9-point candle. That fired the short. I don't know. I'm just trying to figure if there's anything in my strategy that would have told me I could have got in there safely. And I don't think so, because even if I would have set the stop at above that candle, it's a higher stop, but it's gone. Actually, ES seems to be moving a little better than the Nasdaq is right now, because this has only gone about 11 points. Real quickly, let's see what the UltraBond's saying. UltraBond's a little ugly right now yet. So gold pulled back. Gold did exactly what I expected the indices to do here. We had pull back. It sent this short signal here and then reversed by 4 green candles. Now it's broken back down, come back up. It's kind of going sideways now. So real quickly, let's look at the overnight here. 1 win, 1 loss, 2 wins, 3 wins, 4 wins, 2 losses, 3 losses, 5 wins, 4 losses, 6 of so since midnight my time, 1 AM Eastern, 6 wins, 4 losses at a 2-to-1 reward to risk. So even if it was 6-to-6, let's say I would have taken 2 of the bum singles. That's still at 15 points. 45 points profit. So if you're running a regular NQ contract, that's $900. So not a bad night. Ouch. Just hit my headphones. Ow. So, and of course, this one's still going. Let's see. And that's how I chart, and that's how I backtest. For those of you that might be new and haven't seen me do that before. Couple minutes to the top of the hour. See some increased volume come in at the top of the hour. Now it has curled back over to, I mean, it's kind of met the SMA line coming down. Crude proved me wrong as well. So everything proved me wrong on expecting bounces. If I had taken this crude signal, kind of frustrating to start the morning, but if I had taken this crude signal, running at, let's see, 8 points, I mean 8 ticks stop. It wouldn't have gone the profit target yet, but will be 8 ticks in the profit. So if it continues moving down. Ouch. Awesome. And it's kind of interesting, Vincent, because, you give me hope because, obviously I struggle with taking my own trades and my own strategy. But seeing other people using my strategy, like you are, you're taking what I'm saying and you're proving that it works. It's eventually going to make my brain click to say I just need to be taking more opportunities because, you know, it's working in real time. It's working on back tests. It's working here. It's working there. So, eventually my brain's just going to say, dummy, just do it. And then my brain's going to get sued by Nike for copyright infringement. 45 seconds to the top of the hour. Like I said, we should see some more volume starting to come in. There's the top of the hour. And that little boost down would have reached profit target on crude if I had taken that signal. Oh, looks like, I'm assuming, Vincent, you're still in that trade. You're up about 6 points. Maybe 7. Gold. There's gold in them there. Gold sideways. Copper. Interesting candle there on the 1 minute. Yeah, it's looking good for you. How many micros are you in? Just one, or did you do multiple? Okay, big 14-point candle there on crude. Bounced up, but it's almost the entire length of the bands from band to band. So I'm expecting it to pull back here, but of course, I've already said that twice today. I've been wrong. Um, let's see. Definitely want to see it get back above the recent high here before I would consider it, which is just did. Wow. Well, maybe we'll take this if the candle closes green. I still don't know. It's right at the top of those Bollinger Band on the RSI. Remember, folks, if you're not sure about a trade, if you really doubt it, don't take it. If it's a legitimate doubt. Copper's in a weird sideways area. Cool. So far, the normal patterns I'm looking for just are not working this morning. I'm totally expected this to pull back, and so far, I mean, it's gone as much as 8 ticks. So maybe there's the pullback I was expecting. Bit of a headache this morning. I'm gonna take some ibuprofen here. So if you hear rattling, that's what you hear. Gold. Check that signal, gold. Gold's trying to send us a buy or a long signal. But you can see, you know, lower high there, lower high there, lower high here. You really, I mean, it's above this high here. We really want to see it get above here, or especially above, you know, here where this move exhausted. The high of that candle was 1833.2. So it's only about 7 ticks away. It actually is looking good. We're gonna grab our gold chart. We'll go back to taking our ibuprofen. And it's right there at that high, where the move exhausted, waiting for it to break. It's struggling there. It's struggling to get back above that where this candle stopped. That's exactly where this candle is stopped, 1833.2. So we're waiting to see if it can break that through that level. Oop, rejection down. See, that's why you want to look at that, look back a little bit to see where it struggled at, or where a move stopped. We're still keeping an eye on it, so we'll see if this is a full rejection or if it's just a pullback. It's going to try again. Eric's trying to come up again. Right there. That's where we're looking for it to get above. That white line I just put there. And my finger on the trigger. Yep. Consolidating a bit. Just trying to find buyers. Touched 33.2 on both those candles there. And rejected. Rejected down a full point now. Is that our high of the day as well? Yeah, that's our high of the day as well. So basically, we're looking for a break of the high of the day. Huh. Oops. There we go. That's the actual low. You see, it came up with strong momentum and it's consolidated since here on the 5-minute chart. So we're watching to see if it can get any momentum to continue its move upwards. While we're watching this, let's see what Vincent's. Ooh, pull back there for Vincent. Are you still in that trade? This is kind of doing the same thing Gold's trying to do. The recent high there, where this move exhausted on ES was 44.97. This is at 44.91. Trying to move up. I should have, possibly should have grabbed this because this is already gone almost 2 points. I was blocking my signals. Yeah, I was blocking my signals with the chart from the Ninjatrader. So that wasn't the smartest thing I've done yet this morning, although it's leveling out there as well. This could be as a pullback here as well as gold. Pullback here as well from a down, more of a down move. That long signal there so far has only gotten us, would have only gotten us 5 points, and now it's pulling back. Gold's trying again though, or maybe we see it pull back. These 3 candles, it's a small pullback. See, it curls back up and gives it another ride. Go back to our 4 chart here. Whoa, that's an interesting candle in copper. What the heck? Good luck, Vincent. So I'm not sure what the heck just happened there on copper. That's weird. It's a weird candle. Looks like it hit about maybe the 5th standard deviation band. And if it didn't really reject, it's still going up. Great. That's another nice candle there. Now this NQ, from this NQ signal, we would have been up there. We would have got our 15 points off of that. So let's stay continue. Looks like gold wants to make the same kind of move. Though we are starting to see the bands starting to kind of shrink together. They're not expanding like they are on the NQ and the ES. Been a much longer consolidation phase here on gold than we'd had on the indices. There's a pullback on copper. Okay, gold just punctured and made a new daily high. Let's get back into our gold chart here. Made it new, and now it's trying. It's got a head of steam here, but we're also right up into those Bollingers, so that does give me pause. But we're gonna buy the bid here in a. Well, we're gonna wait to see. Does seem like we're uptrending now. You see the band, the SMA has headed upwards. Okay, we're in. Maybe. Trying to get filled here. Oops. Okay, we're filled. I accidentally set the order on the ask instead of the bid, but that's okay. We're down one tick. Hopefully we're didn't get in as the move exhausted. There we go. 3 ticks. Looking for 16. An 8-point stop. You can see that the stop is basically below that last big candle there. Or up 3 ticks. Ooh, big burst up. Huge burst. Struggling there though. Hit the Bollinger. Pull back. 20 seconds to go on this 1-minute candle. Oh, I'm getting out. I think. Let's see. It's above the. Yeah, we're gonna. It's trying to go a little higher. There we go. My stop. Okay, I closed it there. Why? We're above the. If you look on down the RSI. Oh, and look at that. Oh my God, I got out just in time. Holy crap. Wow, that was my best analysis I ever did. Okay, so why did I get out there? Let's get this blow up. We hit the third band on the Bollinger. The third Bollinger band on the top chart. But look at the bottom chart. Look at that RSI above the 70 line, above the Bollinger Band. It was primed for this pullback, and pullback it did. If I hadn't gotten out there, I would have seen all my profit go away, and I would be now in a losing trade. Wow. Anyway, so that was perfect. That was almost perfect. Okay, let's look at the stats. Let me find the stats. So I'm still down $75 on the day. That was a $100 trade. 100-point trade would be really awesome. Got an 1833.5, out at 1834.5, and we were in that trade for about a minute and a half. $100 in a minute and a half. Now, I did wait for that to break. If I had not waited for it to break, obviously, could have got in. We were originally looking at it here. We could have got in at 32.9, but I was more happy waiting for that to break and took what we got. By the way, that went up to 34.7 at its high, and we got out at. What did I say that we got out at? 34.5. So we did get out almost right at the top. And so thus that deserves a cha-ching. Get rid of that. I'm really happy with myself, not just because we got the near the top, the move, but because I was sometimes I get too focused on just looking at the Ninjatrader chart, not looking at what's going on, on my indicators on the trading view. So, and something I got to get better at is watching what's going on and reacting to it. You know, now the actual better move there would not only have been to get out, but hit the reverse button and grab the move down. But still, I'm very happy that I was watching this, saw this get above here, saw that get above there. Basically, that's my A plus setup for reversal. That's my A plus setup. Above the 70 line, above the Bollinger, hitting the third band. That's the A plus setup for reversal. So, good trade to start the morning. But I do got to work on staying, a bit calmer. You can hear the excitement in my voice, and it's good to get excited. It's good to get excited about a move. It's good to enjoy what you're doing. But the problem is it, you know, it's got to be a controlled excitement. So, like I said, if I had, instead of just jumping out of that trade, here's the Ninjatrader chart. Ninjatrader makes it real easy on this. You have this REV button. You can hit reverse, and it automatically exits you out of whatever trade you're in and puts you in a reverse position. So within a second, you can close out of the long and go short, or I mean, if it's the other, or the opposite if it was the other way. So I could have tried to quickly do that, but it requires you to be quick on your feet and keep your emotions under control, or quick on your hands. I'm sure other platforms have something similar. Hello, Great Lakes. Mostly looking at the third band. I find second band it rides and stays close to a lot, whereas third band, and I shouldn't even call it third band. I actually have it set for 2.75. I believe. Let me check. Make sure that's right. I know in the 5-minute charts I have it set at 2.75. Hate it when it does that. Oh no, it's actually on 3 here. Okay, I've kept it at 3 on the 1 minute. On the 5 minutes, I have it set at 2.75. So yeah, third band is what I look at. You can see on the 5-minute charts, I even took off the second band. That's how much I don't really consider it. But I've kept it on the 1-minute charts. Vincent, did you get out of that trade, buddy? Because that, gold made that nice move, but honestly, this NQ move would have been even nicer. So yeah, because here, if you look, as it's coming up here, it's touched the second band here, 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 and none of that really indicated a reversal. But the third band touch there was the reversal. Doesn't touch the third band often here. We broke that third band here at the exhaustion of this move, and that pulled back. That signaled the start of the pullback to the SMA. Gold's actually sending us a short signal. Now, it doesn't always mean that's the start of the reversal, and we're not, that's why I look for both the break of the band on the RSI as well as the break of the band here to kind of give confirmation. Broke the band here, pulled back, still went up a few more ticks, but then it pulled back. So you would have got a little bit of, if you had entered here, it wouldn't have hurt you bad. You would have went a couple ticks in the heat before being able to grab that pullback. A big move down there, so definitely, I mean, Tried to come back up again. Once it failed hard. Absolutely. I know you'll get it back, Vincent. I know how good of a trader you are. So it looks like copper made an interesting move here. So it's one thing, yeah, copper's coming back down. I don't know. Nice little roller coaster there on copper. Signals would have worked if you had, but if you survived the pullbacks. It's weird on the 5-minute chart. Up, up, up. Dum, dum, dum. And AQ is at a new daily high. Just barely, but it's there. ES is also at a new daily high. I just totally knocked that signal down without looking at it. Copper. Copper sending us a short signal there. Sitting right, it's gotten below the SMA, but it's sitting right there in that 200 EMA. Gold, I should have seen in there. I should have maybe taken that short signal there too. I'm always worried about taking a signal after something's, shortly after something just worked in the opposite direction. It's usually, sometimes it can be just a short pullback, but in this case, this has already gone down over a full point. So yeah, definitely would have been a good short signal to take. And honestly, see this. I mean, once it came back up here, rejected off of this move again. The buyers came in after this big move down. Buyers came in, tried to push it back up again, and it failed. So that should have been a confirmation that this was a good short signal. So yeah, again, this is something I need to be better at. That after a nice big win, I need to get back into the mind frame of ready to take the next trade. But as you can see, this one obviously, I mean, it's already gone 2.5 points. But I've been looking for 16 ticks, and I very quickly would have got it. Big move down. Or something spooked the market all of a sudden, because we were seeing this nice move up on everything, and all of a sudden, boom. Nasdaq back to its SMA line, as is the ES. Oops. Nasdaq sending me a short signal, but obviously right there at the SMA line, still have uptrending bands. It's actually below the RSI, or right at the RSI on the 1 minute on the, I'm sorry, the Bollinger Band on the RSI. Let's see if we bounce any bounce here. UltraBond is making an interesting move here. This is oftentimes a signal to get back in short. See, it's come down here, pull back, got above the SMA. But if you look here on the 1 minute on the RSI's Bollinger, it did pop above on that candle. It went up a little bit more on this one and then came down, flushed down. It looks like this might be a continuation of its downward trend. But it also doesn't have a lot of volume yet. You can see it's kind of giving us straight lines. Hello, Andrew. And yeah, thank you, Andrew. Obviously there are boring times too. Waiting for a trade, waiting for something to happen. But I try to go through what I'm seeing and what I'm doing or what I'm thinking. Sometimes it's more to just convince myself that I should be taking more trades, but I'm happy you're enjoying the content and I appreciate the compliment. The gold now obviously came down hard. It's now sending me a signal. If we look here on the 5-minute chart on gold, and we do now everything's downtrending. You see the band there is already downtrended. It's very close to touching, but we're nowhere near the 30 line. We're about midline. So I'm still expecting this to kind of bounce. This is just a weird, looking at it, just kind of hanging there. 200 period EMA on the 5-minute chart here is slightly uptrending, but almost flat. And you have the band starting to contract. So we are seeing that reversal there. That reversal's been about 5 or 6 ticks. Platinum really took a dive. But here's another good example. We have a bunch of good examples actually here. But if you look at platinum, and I haven't traded platinum, but I still watch it. It has some good moves, so eventually I'll probably trade platinum. But look at this here on this RSI Bollinger, well below that band. And look how sharply that reversed. It just barely didn't touch that Bollinger Band up here on the top chart, but a strong move down like that, and that well below there. We weren't below the 30 line, but it signified that strong move. Now, if I had actually been trading this, I might have actually waited for that first candle because it only gave us one of the three things for an A plus setup, so I consider this a B setup. But once it gave us that first green candle back up, plus especially since it got above the SMA on that candle, I've been a good indication to jump in for this candle, which gave about 2.5 points. It continued up, and at $50 a point on platinum, that would have been about a $250 move. You can see now how it's riding down the band here on the RSI on this big move down here. This is obviously a big sell-off. Gold, not as striking, but is still coming down. So UltraBond did not continue down. It did bounce off of here. So if we had gotten in on after the confirmation here, it did come down. Let's see, 5 ticks, which would have been $150. Slippage here probably wouldn't have got in top of the bottom. So figure 3 or 4 ticks. It's popping back up now, coming back to its SMA. This was the move to catch on the UltraBond so far this morning. See, it went 11 ticks, so about 300 $30 or so. See, and again, nothing is really following the normal patterns. Again, here you see on copper, this came down. Again, we had our SMA was still uptrending, our bands were uptrending. And this wasn't much of a pullback, but it was enough. It bounced back off the EMA line, and then came down right away. I would have expected more of a bounce back up, but down it went. It's only down 8 ticks so far. But it's sending us the signals at hard spot. I would have never taken that signal because it broke the third band. It did send us a signal there. It did do that pullback. And that was a harsh pullback, but well enough to stop me out. And then it went. Again, if you watch this trade, the best way to trade this, let me mark this here. The best way to trade this, because it hit the third band, you would be expecting that pullback. It actually hit the third band and it hit the 200 EMA. So we pulled back about 11, 13, about 14 ticks. I run an 8 tick stop usually, so that would have been, obviously stop me out. And then, but then it went. Now, there's two thoughts here. Came pop, back up on this green candle, got above the SMA. So the entry candle could have been on this one. Or you could have waited till it got above the EMA. Either way, it would have worked. Now, I still don't know what that candle was about, but either way, it was just a bump in the road of a stronger move upwards. Thanks, Great Lakes Trader. I like looking at multiple markets. I've been told that it's looking at multiple markets doesn't allow me to focus enough on one. This would have reached our profit target if I had taken it, but I get bored just staring at one asset, number one, and I end up starting to start looking at Facebook or start looking at whatever. And I just think, I think I'm gonna eventually get it to where I trust my signals, where I'm gonna be able to look at a signal, decide, hey, this is a good one to get in, or it's not. And I could take a trade and then just start looking for the next trade instead of focusing on tick by tick on whatever that trade's doing. So, and if you can do that, especially, eventually I'm going to run, if I pass this gauntlet, or when I pass this gauntlet and build it up, I'll be able to run 9 contracts at once. Well, I don't know if I'm ever going to have the guts to go in 9 contracts on one trade, but I would have the guts to do 3 contracts on 3 different assets, so I just think looking at multiple markets for me is a good thing. Now, if someone's just new, just starting out, I would recommend finding 1 or 2 things they like to trade and get the practice in. Concentrate on that. But I don't think it's a detriment to me to be looking at multiple markets. I mean, obviously, I do sometimes miss something because I'm concentrated on one thing and I miss something else or whatever. But that's fine. That's the other thing. Looking at multiple markets means there's way more opportunity. So Nasdaq came down to its SMA lines, popped back up, did send us a long signal. Kind of the same situation here. It hit this big move up here just a bit ago. Exhausted here at 14,717, which is at the high of the day. So we bounced off here, and we need to see whether it can break back through there for a high of day break. Crude pulling back. This is an interesting setup here on crude. If you look at it, it has 2 of our 3 Then a big move down. It's hit the Bollinger, and it's below the Bollinger on the RSI. So this has two of my three things for an A plus setup. So this is like an A minus setup. The only thing is it's you know it's mid in the mid area of the RSI. Now there's still almost 2 minutes on this candle. Sometimes you'll see the pullback happen already on that candle. You can look at the 1 minute chart here. On the 1 minute chart, it's interesting. It's already below the 30 line. It's right at an EMA. So you think here that you're going to get a reversal, but you want to wait. You want to wait for the confirmation. Start there. See, there's a green candle. See, there's the pullback that might be starting. Good chance that the next candle is going to be green as well. Although this is a strong green candle already. It's already up 7 ticks, but it's up off of the low. It's already up 11 ticks. Back to looking at Nasdaq. Nasdaq was not able to break that high. Rejected down. So if we had jumped in on that long signal without waiting for the break, we would have gotten in at 709, and we would uh, be short or be red by a few points right now. Now it could still pop back up. We do have an uptrending SMA line, but basically right now you can see. I think I might need that. This is actually is a indicator someone recommended to me. It automatically draws out support and resistance. And I think I might have to add this to other charts I've been just testing out here on the NQ 1 minute. But I kind of like the way it's kind of showing that, automatically showing that range without me having to draw it out. And this is our range that we're in right now, from here to here. So basically from 17 to 89. It's about 20-point range. And we'll see it break that. And I was right. I should have jumped in. This was that first green candle for confirmation on crude. I could have jumped in here, 90.94, and it went up a full point. It's pulled back now, but if you're going against and you see a big red candle coming down, that's the other thing. If you're going to play a reversal, be sure, get in and get out, at least at first. Or if you're going to use two contracts, get in on one, hit a profit target quickly on one, move your others to break even or whatever. Because going against the trend isn't always the best idea for a long-term play, but for a quick scalp. Let's check with the 5 minute. Looks like the 5 minute so far has not really done the reversal that we expected off the 5 minute. But it's still touching that third Bollinger, even though it's now bent that Bollinger. So it's an interesting setup here. It looks like it wants to continue down. But yeah, so quick scalp there. Once you got one green candle, tight stop. If you're playing, oops, not what I wanted to do. If you're playing a reversal, you kind of want tight stops. Let's see here. We've gotten in there. Low of this candle, 85. Oops, I did a short instead of a long position there on that. So 85, we said. Now you're not gonna get 2 to 1 or even 1.5. The one playing a reversal like that. But I would have set the stop maybe at the low of this candle, which was full 9 ticks. So that was actually big amount, maybe not even that much. Because if it's gonna reverse against you, you want to get out quick. And we've got 10 ticks out of it. I probably would be looking for maybe 7 or 8. It's kind of wishy-washy. It's still trying to head up. And that is that reversal we were looking for on the 5 minute. Sometimes you gotta You know, if I was running it off the 5 minute, it hasn't reversed yet. You could have put the stop down here, but that would have been, yeah, well, about the same place, 8.4. It's popped up to 0.4. So, you know, still see if that, we'll keep an eye on that, see if that ends up reversing. It's still got about a little less than 2 minutes on that candle. NQ, while I was explaining that, broke that resistance and making a huge move up. So there's where I kind of can sometimes miss a move, but that's okay. And I got two guys, OG traders, on that's on the Earn the Trade Discord. They're both convincing me, trying to convince me, I should say. They're not going to, but they're both trying to convince me that if I continue streaming, I'm never going to be able to get funded. So I'm out to prove them wrong. You see, new high of the day coming up into that Bollinger Band, so I don't expect that to extend too much more right now. It's got to bend that band. New high of the day on ES as well. Copper heading down toward the bottom of its range again. Gold about mid-range. UltraBond toward the bottom of its range. Crude. There's the bounce we're looking for on crude. Look at that. There we go. So that's up 11 ticks now. So if we've been running on the 5-minute chart, this candle started at 98. So that would have been a pretty deep stop loss we would have needed. If we put place a stop below or at the where it pulled back to, where it came down to, I should say. Go away. There we go. You know, that would have been at 8.5. No. Yeah, 8.5. So wouldn't have stopped you out, but I mean, it would have been a 13 tick stop. You could have got 10 ticks so far, 11, actually 11, 10, 12 ticks. So the risk reward on that wouldn't have been good, but it was an A minus setup. So sometimes, you know, an A minus setup that you're thinking it might give you a high, you know, percentage win rate, you know, the you know, risk reward can be a little less. Oh, and crude actually did make a new high just a bit ago. New high of the day. Okay, NQ. So I said NQ was getting up on when we looked at it at the 5-minute. It was approaching that Bollinger Band. We are seeing a bit of a pullback now. 10 points, 13 points, about 15 points. Back to its SMA. So it's kind of, you know, big move up here, pull back, rode the SMA up, pull back, up, pulling back. Yeah, that's a very good way to look at it, Great Lakes. And honestly, there's not a lot of future streamers out there. There's one big one that, you know, I have nothing against the guy, but I don't like the fact that new people could take his very risky strategies, try to emulate him, and end up blowing up their accounts. But other than that, you know, so I'm hoping that maybe I can provide some value. I mean, I really believe that, you know, I really need to get funded, and I need to start showing consistency to really. Right now, I kind of feel like I don't know. I don't want to just. I'd be much happier when I'm funded, not just for the money reason, but because I'll feel more legitimate. Put it that way. I know the thing is, I know what I'm talking about. I just don't know. I shouldn't say. I just don't put it into practice like I should. We are seeing red almost on all the metals and the treasuries here. That was a sharp breakdown on the UB all of a sudden. You can see where we got, this is how quick things can move. Here's that, here is where we made that nice positive trade. Broke down, came back up, failed again, and then shot down. And I was here saying I should have taken that short. And now you can look at it, and it's gone down 6 points, $600 that quick, about 20 minutes. I hate it when I knock down one of those signals and wait, that's right. UltraBond is. So here we are in the UltraBond on the 5-minute chart, and it's riding that third band. It hasn't really broke it, but it's riding it. It is down below the 30 line on the RSI, and it's riding the band there as well. You can look. TradingView actually tells you the values. So it's at 27.96 on the RSI, but the band's at 26.62. So it has not broken the band yet, but we are seeing the bounce there. Gold's also playing with it, and gold also bounced. See, gold hit its band and bounced on the 5-minute. And oh wow, that's a huge bounce. Yeah, big bounce up. It's sending us a long signal, but after that strong downtrend, this could very well just be a pullback. And you already see it reverse off the SMA there. I would never take this signal here, not with a downtrending SMA, that big downtrend, and the bands are kind of tightening, so definitely that's a wait and see signal. Seems to be a lot going on here this morning. I seem to be talking more than normal, which is a good thing. And of course, I am very thankful for you all joining me this morning. Obviously, feel free to join Great Lakes and Andrew and Vincent here in the chat. If you have questions or comments, feel free to ask or say whatever is on your mind. If you're here from YouTube, I would appreciate you hitting that thumbs up button. Let the YouTube algorithm know that you like what you're seeing. So, here I have the conundrum. I'm probably not going to take anything here. We got that buy signal here that I should have taken. Went up almost 30 points, about 25. Now it's trying to break back through where it exhausted before. And, I mean, it could be a good strategy to get in here. It might continue to go up. But even here on the 5-minute, it's looking kind of overextended a bit. It is above the 70 line on the RSI. I'm not whole big on that whole overbought, oversold thing. The RSI, like I said, I'm only looking at the Bollingers on the RSI for the most part. But you do kind of, as the higher it goes up into the RSI, you do kind of start expecting that pullback, or at least a consolidation period. Because remember, with the RSI, it doesn't need to come down for the RSI to get back into normal range. It just needs to go sideways for a while. So it can stay at the whatever high price it's at, but the line will start coming down as it starts regulating. I think a lot of people think that once you hit, 70 line or 80, it's gotta the price has to reverse in order for the RSI to get back into the normal range, but it doesn't. It just needs to go sideways. We are about 37 minutes to the bell. One good trade this morning so far. That was on gold. 10 ticks for $100. Still down $75 on the day because of two stupid trades last night. Things seem to be a little bit calm at the moment. Give me a minute. I'm answering a question on the Earning the Trade Discord. All right, well, I have a minute. If you do you like to, chat with other traders, and especially about futures, but just trading in general or whatever, Earn the Trade Discord is definitely a great place for that. And right now, the Earn the Trade Discord is having a giveaway. Got to be a member and you got to be active. It's just for people that are, contributing to the Discord. It runs till the end of the month. It'll be random just of people that are being active on the server. The first prize is Trader Career Path, free for the first month. And if you need longer than the first month, then they'll be at a 50% discount. Then the second prize is a free reset, and the third prize is 50% off a reset. So come on over, join the Discord, converse, and have some. We have a lot of fun there. I'm a moderator there. Canadian Futures Trader is a moderator there. So come on over, join us. Yeah, Great Lakes. I'm not sure. Either. I know I've seen a lot of the ads and stuff that talk about possible crash coming, and yeah, I'm not sure either about that. But it's one of the reasons why I really love futures because you know what? If it crashes, we can still all make money. It's so easy to go short compared to like stocks. When stocks start crashing, you're not going to find shares to borrow for ones that do have shares to borrow and all that. So you know, the COVID, let's face it, the COVID crash in March of 2000, there's people that made probably millions just riding it short all the way down. So that's another reason, why I like trading because you know what? The market cycles, whether it crashes or whatever, you're kind of protected. Unless they, for some reason, close the exchanges, you're pretty well protected. But yeah, I mean, if you look at Walter, I do see your question, and I'll get to your question in just a minute. I just want to finish my thought uh, with Great Lakes here. So if we go back here, this is the daily chart on Nasdaq, and this was the COVID crash right here. You know, NQ crashed. I mean, at that point, NQ had never even hit 10,000, and we're dealing with 15,000 now. But went from 97.44 to a low of 68.91, so about 3,000 points down. And I mean, obviously, there's some big swings in there, but 3,000 points is what, $60,000 per contract. There was some fat cats there running 50 contracts in swing trading that and probably made a couple $1 million. And then, they got out once the bounce, and then so, you know, definitely once you learn to trade, in my opinion, especially if you're trading something that's easy to go short, which is even forex, I guess. I'm not a big forex guy. I haven't really ever looked at forex, but I really like futures just because, either way. I mean, I wasn't trading futures yet, or really trading much at all yet when crude went negative. I would love to have been short that day on crude. That was a 5-minute chart. Excuse me. Sorry, Walter. They just feel that you need to be like hyper concentrating on everything. That if you're streaming or you're doing other stuff, um, you can't be successful. And I think that may be true for them. They might need to be ultra focused on what's going on. But I believe that it's possible to do both. One guy watched one of my streams. And he's like, I think you need to make a decision. You either decide you want to continue the streams, or if you want to or you want to get funded. I'm like, you know what? My win rates and the mistakes I make and all that are the same when I'm off stream or when I'm on stream. If anything, I might be a little bit more likely to maybe miss a trade when I'm on stream, but I'm most likely to make a stupid mistake because I'm trying to be more focused and not make the stupid mistakes that and in front of others. So like those trades that I did last night on ES, I probably would have never done if I was streaming at the time. They were stupid. They were jumping in at the wrong spot, trying to catch a move up that was exhausting. And so I probably would have never taken those on stream. So I would have saved myself $175 last night if I had been streaming. There's some very successful stock streamers out there, that have a lot of success while streaming. Whether it's streaming in um, just a private room, or whether it's streaming on YouTube. Warrior Trading. Almost all of his trades are either in his trade room or on YouTube. And he makes millions a year. And just to be, clear, I have nothing against those guys telling me that. They're nice guys, and they think they're looking out for me because they know I've struggled with having confidence in taking the trades that I should be. You know, they weren't telling me what they're telling me out of maliciousness or anything like that. But you know, Great Lakes, you brought up a great point about the pits. Those guys were trading with a whole bunch of yelling going on back in the pit days and all that, and constant distractions. Pardon me 1 second. Okay, I'm back. So yeah, I mean, I never thought I'd be a streamer on anything. In real, in my non-internet life, I'm an extreme introvert. So the fact that I'm comfortable streaming to a whole bunch of people and talking about stuff is just, it still blows my mind at times. I hate the sound of my own voice. So let's look at how things are as we are now less than 30 minutes from the open. I came up here. We did I said about, I was thinking about jumping in here, and it's good I didn't. It did pretty much double top, pull back below the SMA. Gold is kind of leveled out now after that big move down. UltraBond, give us another good signal there. I wouldn't have taken that there, but once it got above the SMA, that would have been a good move to take. Yeah, I mean, exactly. I, so, I mean, everybody's different. And obviously, for that guy that needs the ultra focus, that's what he needs. And streaming's obviously wouldn't be for him. But my goal is, I want to be a successful trader and a successful streamer. And the streaming mainly just because I'm hoping that, as I'm becoming successful, I can help others. That's my big thing is I really believe that trading is a big opportunity if people take the time to learn it. And I want to be able to help others do that. Which is also, obviously I hate taking a trade, taking a losing trade on stream or having a red day on stream or even making an absolutely stupid mistake on stream that results in a loss. But I think it's best to show the realities of it. Trading's not easy, but it's something I believe that just about anyone can learn if they're willing to put in the effort to do so. So, you get to see the trials and tribulations I'm going through. And like I said, my main problem is trader psychology, being confident, and that's a big thing with a lot of traders. NQ here popped up, big candle, 11s, immediately rejected down, sitting right here. It's kind of sideways. The ATR line to send me a short signal is right on that support. They're kind of blending together. It's trying to send me a short signal. I don't usually take a trade this close to the bell, but I kind of like that setup. It came down, popped back up, popped back down. That's almost what I'm often looking for when it you know at the end of a move. So we're gonna look at an MNQ chart. We are magic of the internet. There it is. Oops, I just made the chart bigger, but that's okay. So sell market. Oop, popped up green. Nope, there's red. Oh, I don't want to do 5 contracts. Oops, 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 oops. There we go. Getting in a little late on this trade, so we'll see how it goes. We are in on 3 micros. Awesome. So those are my big goals, and hopefully I can start working, continue to work toward them, I should say. Not start, but continue. Right now, we're this is kind of being wishy-washy right around our entry point. I got in, yeah, just 2 points late. That's not bad at all. I really did like that setup, so hopefully it rewards me. ES now sending a short signal as well. Excellent. Well, we're both just going the same direction, Vincent, so let's hope it works out for us. I have a 15-point stop on this. Again, 3 micros. I may move that profit target closer. Seems way far away right now. Obviously, NQ can move fast, but we'll see. That was a green candle. That just closed on the 1 minute here. About 20 minutes to the bell. I will not hold through the open if this trade goes that long. I don't expect to go that long, but I won't hold through the open. Or I may. Oh, absolutely. I agree. Walter, I agree. We're up 5 points right now. And again, this is where I beat myself up a mini versus micro. I mean, obviously I wouldn't want to be running a 15-point stop on a mini. But right now I'll be up $100 and be considering just taking that, and then I'll be green on the day. Pulling back here, 2 green candles. So if it's just a quick 2-legged pullback. That's not the right term, but it's back just about to break even. Do you have a downtrending SMA line? That candle, 1 candle before, does look like a small reversal candle, but we'll see. It's about a 5-point candle back upwards, green. Not a lot of signals firing right now on other things, so just kind of concentrating on the NQ. Up, nice move down there. So nice red candle. Back up by 4 points. Oh my God. There we go. That's what we like to see. So what I like to see, I like to see measured moves down, not too harsh on any one candle. Don't like to see that though. 5-minute chart showing us that we are touching that bottom Bollinger on the RSI, and we are hitting at the SMA line on the 5-minute. So now we decide if we decide to stay here, or do we see if it breaks the SMA. We'll continue in the trade. We're going to move our stop to just above the break. I'm sorry, just above the SMA line here. So we've reduced our risk. If it pops all the way back up from where it's at now, that means the trade's gone bad. When trades go bad. Fighting the urge to cut it here just because I mean, it's at an area on the 5-minute chart that obviously is a potential support, but also because, you know, it was right at about the level of which would have brought me back to break even on the day. So we're watching. See here on this screen here on trading view on the right is both the 1-minute and the 5-minute. Don't mind seeing a little bit of sideways action because that'll get that, you know, RSI back above the Bollinger, give it more room to continue to come down. That's a nice red candle there on the 1-minute. New 1-minute candle formed. Looking green so far. Got up about 9 points on this trade. Like we still got some selling pressure coming in. Continuing to move our stop slightly down, just keeping it above the SMA line. Eventually, if it continues to go down, the software will start taking over the moving the stop. It's nice looking candle. 10 points so far. So up about $50 on this trade. Looking for a quick flush down. It's about 13 minutes to the bell. The low of this move here was at 707. No, that's not right. Sorry. 701. Sitting around 704, consolidating right now. But it's definitely made up, you know, you can see it's kind of trending upwards there. But we're still, you know, it's what we'll hope is that it bounces off the SMA if it continues to come up. Oh, there we go. Nice move down. Hit 701 again and bounced. So right now that even number basically right around 700 is a resistance or support, whichever you want to say. We'll move our stop a couple more points down. Yeah, I feel like there's going to be I like to think there's going to be a flush down here, but waiting for it is torture. Back to that 701. There it's broke. Nope. Bounced again off 701. Yeah. Hello, Skogs squirrels. Good morning. I don't think I recognize your name, so welcome. And yeah, that's what I'm hoping and waiting for here. That break, that 700. But it's really struggling with it. So we're now within 11 minutes to the bell. Showing a couple green candles in a row. Good morning, Sam. How are you? Back up to 707. See my entries right at the SMA line now. CFT has been a wonderful supporter of my channel. He's an awesome guy. Glad you found me. He's been really helping promote me, and I really appreciate that. Back down to 701. There's a 700. Nope, bounced off 700 again. Nope, there we go. Looking bouncy below 700. There we go. That's what we're looking to see. There we go. Broke the 700 support and heading down. Big move down there. Trailing stop has moved to my break evens. There we go. It's exactly what we were predicting. How far can it go down? My profit target is at 684. Seems to be struggling a little bit here around 690. There, they're at 690. Can it break through? There it goes. Continue to move down. Struggling right at 690. Looking at our 1 and 5 minute charts. There we go. There we go. Continue. We're now, it's within 3 point. Ooh, big move back up on that new 1 minute candle. Watching. It's broken the SMA line on the 5 minute. Let's see if we can, there we go. Continuing back down. There we go. Big move. Almost at our profit target within 1 point. If it hits the profit target, 2 will cash out, 1 will continue trailing. Struggling there. Oh, man, come on. You just got to go a couple more points. Come on. Signal and crude. We'll ignore that for now. We're going to move our trailing stop right now above this last big red candle. Oops. But it's new 1 minute candle. Okay, wants to head back up. Thank you. Come on. That's good. Look at that. It came within a tick. Did it? It came within 80. Yeah, it came within a tick of hitting my profit target. Literally 1 tick. Excellent. Glad to hear you're going to be starting the trading journey. I'm going to be starting that one of those accounts as well on Monday, and all trades will be exclusively taken on stream. Okay, so got two green candles in a row here now. Looking, hopefully that's just a small little pullback, and we're going to continue down. There's a big part of me that wants to cut this here. We are now just 7 minutes to the bell. No matter what happens, I will cut before the bell, or I'll run a really tight stop. That way, if it flushes down in my direction, I'll still get something. Buyers definitely trying to step in here. There we go. I like seeing some red. There we go. Come on. Come on. I'm gonna move the profit target up just a tad. Yep. Buyers are coming in. Trying once more to come down. I think this is the closest I've ever held a trade into go to the open. Definitely kind of sideways, hoping for another continuation down. Yeah, if it does hit my profit target, I might just leave the one trailing on there if through the open. Definitely looks like it wants to stair step up though. Yeah. Move our trailing stop closer. Right to that 700 level that it was using as support earlier. Three. Oh, big move up and took our trailing stop. Okay, so we're out of that trade. Big burst up there. So let's look at our stats on that trade. First of all, it definitely was a cha-ching. Um, we got 14 points out of it on 3 micros. So exactly 14 of, yeah. That's interesting. So they both, even the, yeah, okay. Yeah, that's right, because they hit our stop. So yeah, 14 points. Not bad at all. NQ's actually up. NQ's heading back down, but so 14 points. Let's look at our, oh yeah, our P&L on the day now. So like I said, I entered the day down $175 from 2 stupid trades last night. 2 good trades this morning though, 2 for 2. So we're back to being green by $9. Now we're just gonna watch the open. Yeah, I know that it was. That's just heartbreaking. But hey, still a green trade, and I'm happy. I do have some breakfast in front of me, so for the next 2 minutes, while we wait for the bell, I'm going to quickly chew some food, and I'm going to mute so you don't have to listen to me chew. We'll keep our screen on the uh, NQ and ES for the open. Gold sending us a signal literally 1 minute before the open. Just trying to pull back. Nice little upward move there. So let's watch the NQ and ES at the open. We have about 45 seconds. Yep, my chewing and trading. Okay, there's the bell. Everything's hopping, popping. Okay, start off with a 15-point move up on the NQ, a 5-point move up on big move here. So 26 points up. Interesting how that last little burst maybe gave expectation of that. Although we already into the Bollinger Bands on the 1 minute chart. 23 points at this point. ES straight up right now, 5 points. Yep, I'm not looking to lose viewers. So not a lot of momentum here yet. Got that 20 points up. Looks like it wants to try and ride the band up here though. There's another. Excuse me. There's another burst. Okay, it's just hit. NQ's back up to its high of the day. Can it break through there? It's right there, and it's struggling. See, it hit the high of the day a couple of different times over this period here. There's a breakthrough. Let's see if it can hold it. ES send us a long signal. Both NQ and ES send us long signals on that opening candle in the 1 minute. And it was a consideration for a quick second. The only thing I didn't like was the fact that it was in the Bollingers. It is outside of the Bollingers on the RSI. But I'm finding that looking at that for news and the opens, it doesn't always those rules don't always get followed at that point in time. Yep, I'm waiting for the reversal. So far, we haven't seen it. I keep expecting it. But so far, we've gone up 45 points on the NQ. And we've gone up 7 on the ES. Definitely a smaller candle there on the 1 minute. There's the red. Could be a reversal candle. A braver ox would maybe take the reversal trade there. ES coming down. Still green. Kind of just, kind of slowish for an open. Still thinking we're going to reverse, but so far it hasn't. It's just hanging right around that high of the day. There's the reversal. So we knew it was coming. We just didn't know when. So now, on this 5-minute candle, this opening candle, it's only up 26 points. It's reversed now 30 points. Sending us the short signal. As ES already sent us that short signal. Again, I usually don't jump in. I should have there. It's gone down 3 points at least. It's now given back all the gains it got from the open, and it's a red candle. So it went from about 50 points up to now 40 points down that quick. The NQ is touching the bottom Bollinger Band on the RSI, but we're not going to try and play a reversal, although it is reversing. Cool. I'm thinking down is the direction of the day, but obviously I'm not sure about that. It did try to pop up there, but getting beaten back down. It's trying to pull back, but I don't know. Nasdaq sitting on the 1 minute is sitting right on its EMA line. I bet you I'm going to be streaming 10 years from now and still say SMA when I mean EMA and vice versa. Let's take a quick look and see what other things are doing. Gold continuing upwards, nothing major off the open. I shouldn't say that. There's a couple, about 2 points. Copper's actually sending me a long signal here. That's interesting. I kind of like that. Let's take a quick look at crude. Crude sideways. And those charts on the indices now look ugly. So let's find copper chart. There we go. And we're going to buy market. We're filled on copper. Didn't like that last quick burst right before that candle closed. Would have preferred that on the new candle. But we'll see how it goes. Right now we're down 1 tick. I'm running an 8 tick stop. Just $100. Looking for 16 ticks in the profit. Yep, we are seeing reversal back up on the indices. Nasdaq is pretty much gained back that entire red candle. Yeah. Copper is pulling back by 3 ticks. That sellers are coming in here. It looks kind of like a reversal doji candle there. Hold on. Good morning, Chris and Chris. Looks like I'm about to get stopped out on this copper. Maybe not. It's kind of like torturing me. New 1-minute candle formed. Let's see if we can go green. Everybody should go green. Up there, stop me out. So that was a $100 loss. So we're back down. Actually, yeah, no, yeah, no. It took me out. It ended up being a $112 loss. Got some slippage on it, so back down to being down $103 on the morning. Wait for our next opportunity. Look back on our indices. See here, they came up, went down, came up, went down. Vincent, are you still short? Anyone else in any trades? Honestly, my mistake on copper there. I didn't look at the RSI. And you see we're above the Bollinger. We should have kind of told me it was going to need some room. Now, there's a good chance it bounces here on the SMA. And we'll see if it continues to go. I also, like I said, it did, I was ready to get in, and it did that little bit of a burst. It was only about half the size on this candle that fired to buy. And it up a bunch, which is actually what made it go above the RSI. So I tried to jump in right at the beginning, right at the start of the next candle, and that kind of cost me because I didn't see that it got above the Bollinger and the RSI. Excellent job, Chris. Cool, Warren. Oh, all of a sudden my ear just started ringing. Are y'all talking about me? NQ continuing to head down. Although in a choppy fashion. Yeah, I'm still thinking we're heading down today as well. Also, someone posted that at 10 o'clock this morning, I'm not sure if that's 10 Eastern or 10 Central, someone from the Fed is going to be talking about monetary policy. So that could also start scaring the market. Hello, Ace. How you doing, buddy? Yep, Ace Vincent finally showed back up yesterday. We're happy to have him back. Excellent. Good, great job, Chris. Get that funding. UltraBond's really heading down. By the way, speaking of the UltraBond, CFT's favorite. Why do I keep doing that? We are at lows that we haven't seen in a while. If we go to a daily chart, and don't mind my rash there on that part of the chart, but if we go back through here, you know, we're on this yellow line right now. We have not seen this low, been this low since March 31st of last year. Be interesting to see if that continues to sink with the interest rate hikes. Because you can see, I mean, it's been well above these levels for a long time. I mean, that was just a dip. We're not far away from the low of that dip. Actually, do I have the line set up wrong? Because I thought we were lower than we are right now. No, okay, no. 178.01 is where the low is. And then, I mean, it's been a long time since we were in this area for a while, way back in 2019. Okay, let's see what's going on. We see a bunch of signals coming in on the various indices. Ooh, oof. 58.1, 60.1 minute candle. What the heck just happened, guys? Oh, look at this. Copper did come out, stop me out. It's now going. I should have ran a wider stop. Maybe. I don't know. I mean, I got in about 52.95. It reversed all the way down. So I would, I wasn't going to run a full 20 tick stop. So, ugh. But we just hit a new high of the day on NASDAQ. It just, boom. It's interesting, you know, because, let's see here. Yeah, I wasn't reacting, again, fast enough. Because, like, boom, I was there staring at the UltraBond for no good reason. And this is a quick 30. I mean, we're on this 1 minute candle. We're up 34 points. That was okay. So that's my missed opportunity of the day. First big missed opportunity. Copper's also going up. That stopped me out. I don't consider that missed opportunities. Ended up getting in the wrong place at the wrong time. Silver popped up. Now silver. Oh, get rid of that. Oh wait, it's platinum anyway. Try getting a silver chart. Look at this. Look at this possible reversal setup on silver. We are above the 70 line on the RSI. We are above the Bollinger, and we're above the band. It says already reversing, so it might not give us the new candle. Obviously, just setting you know, an order right above these points could get you in, but it'd be difficult. Yeah, it's already pulled back off the high by 5-6, still fluctuating there. So but this is a very good reversal setup on silver. We'll keep an eye on that. I'm not going to play it. Silver's too big of a tick value for me to mess with right now. Yeah, but I mean, ES did the same thing. ES popped up 13 points, which is a huge candle for ES, followed by a 6-point candle. So about 24 points up. Either getting in on either of those long signals when it did that would have been a great trade. Gold popped up at the same time. Gold popped up with almost a 2-point candle, but immediately, reversed. Russell also popped up, not as dramatically. Well, 6 points, 4 points, so 10 points on the Russell as well. Guys, I'm gonna mute for another minute and finish my eggs. They're getting cold. There's that pullback we were talking about on silver. It's 4 ticks. There's that pullback we were talking about on silver. It's 4 ticks so far. But 4 ticks on silver is $100. Gold also, hiccup. There's an even bigger pullback. So right now it's a $200 pullback on silver, and I have the hiccups. This is gonna be annoying. While I mute and deal with these hiccups. Okay, I think the hiccups are gone. Crisis averted. Back to our regularly scheduled programming already in progress. Everything's kind of taking a breath now. You see NASDAQ on the 1-minute chart made that huge move up, is now stair-step down 6 straight small ray candles. So it's pulled back from the top here, 766 down to 20. Oh, wow, I say small ray candles. That's a 40-point pullback. Wow. Great, good job, Warren. So taking a little breath. So, and copper also quickly broke down. So even if I had stayed in that trade, even if I hadn't gotten stopped out, I don't think it would have ever hit the profit target. So we'll see. Boom. First of all, I would have had to run a 17-point stop, and oops, and it would have only ever given us 13 ticks. So definitely wouldn't have been a good reward to risk. Would have ended up failing. So either way it didn't work. Seems like me and Copper used to have a great relationship, and now we continue to be hit and miss. It's kind of sad. Okie dokie, Chris. Well, we have a quick minute. Well, everything's kind of whoops. Sorry about that. Anyway, well, we have a quick minute. Monday evening, I will be starting Earn the Trade's newest product, Trader Career Path. Starting off with the 25K eval and trying to work my way to funding and then work my way up. Uh, I will be only taking trades on that account while I'm on stream. So you'll be able to watch every trade I ever take on that account if you tune into the streams. And also, I'm going to try to do at least a weekly summary video as well. We're going to be going slow and steady. To pass the eval in the 15 days, you only need to average about $117 in profit a day. So I'm only going to be trading micros at first because the stop loss, the daily loss, I'm sorry, and the total drawdown is kind of tight. So we don't want to do any resets. But we will be doing that starting Monday evening, and I'll be trading that on each stream. I'll still be trading this regular Gauntlet account that I'm trading as well. But obviously I trade the Gauntlet on and off stream. This is a stream exclusive that I'll only take a trade if I'm live. So I hope you all join me. I'd love for people to decide to join me and get a trader career path of their own, and we can kind of trade together, bounce all ideas off each other as we're trying to move up. So if that interests you, the link to start one is in the video description below. Either way, follow the path, and you can follow my trades, follow what I'm doing as I'm doing it. Excellent. Love to have you join me, Chris. So as I was talking, we did get a short signal on NASDAQ, of course. It waited until I was busy, and after that short signal, it dropped 40 points, and now it's bouncing green again. So, these indices, they like to sneak up on you. So let's look at this chart now. Good luck, Vincent. We see here it's come up, exhausted there, came down, kind of sideways, and it just broke through the low from earlier. So obviously this was, I was there talking, thinking we were at a slow point, and boom, all of a sudden we're down 70 points in 3 minutes on NASDAQ. That hurts. Uh, Chris, well, the 15 days the first 15 days is just an evaluation, like any mini gauntlet. Then you got to then you're funded, and then you got to do the 25K again, but there's no minimum or minimum time. You can do if you want to try and go, YOLO and try and get it all in one, your profit target all in one day. You can. Um, Warren, give me a second. I'll look at that. It's 10 o'clock, but I'm not sure if that's Eastern time or Central time. Let me see if I can find that. Um, but Chris, yeah, you got to do the 25K twice. Once it's just like a 25K, mini gauntlet. Then you're funded. Then you you get up to 1750. You get 1400 of that after the 80% split, and then you move up to the 50K. But from what I read yesterday, uh, if for some reason you don't want to move up, you don't have to. I don't know why someone wouldn't want to move up, but it's not mandatory to continue moving up. Let's check Twitter for that time on. Oh, no problem. It can be confusing. Believe me, that first day it launched, because I'm a mod on the Discord, and we don't get any type of like a heads up on to learn this stuff, and it was a lot of confusion. FMOC monetary policy. Let's check this. Oops. Yeah, because I spelled it wrong. Good job. Nice typo. Boop, 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 boop. Looking. Not seeing it. Hold on. Yes, if you go over, yeah, they're not gonna take like if you don't have to stop right at 1750. You'll get 80% of whatever you make on that level. Give me 1 second while I check something else. Looks like that's at 11 a.m. Eastern. Let me check one more thing to make sure of that. No, I'm wrong. 10 a.m. Eastern is when the Fed monetary policy report hits. So 10 a.m. Eastern. Unfortunately, I'll already be done streaming by then because I have a Walmart order coming, grocery order. So I won't be streaming that. That's kind of a bummer. But I have pretty much decided that we will be streaming um, the next FMOC meeting. Copper, I also missed that signal. So I'm missing everything. That would have been a good signal, obviously. Yeah, the 50K is a higher loss limit, a bigger drawdown. ES, try to curl back up to a buy signal. Big move there up on crude, well into the Bollinger Bands. Expect a pullback there. Yeah, the 50K portion of the Trader Career Path has a $2,000 trailing drawdown, and that is a actual trailing and not an end of day drawdown. And not sure what the daily loss is. Good question. I don't see it. And it has a $3,000 profit target. I hate non end of day drawdowns, but we'll get it. Yeah, that's what I'm planning on doing as well. The Crude didn't pull back like I thought. Just why, well, I mean, okay, it's now maybe pulled back a candle later. So I prefer the 5 minute just because you see a bit more false signals on pullbacks on the 1 minute. ES and NQ both trying to come up to the SMA line. The SMA line is pretty much flat. It's but the ATR line that sends the long and short signals is sitting right about at the SMA line as well. See it here. It's just slightly under. Obviously, we're not going to take it until we see it break the SMA. And there it broke the SMA. So, hey. Sometimes I hate sticking to my trading plan because that would have been a quick burst up of 15 points. This is actually a tough. I mean, let's look at our signals since the open. And maybe it's not as tough as I'm making it out to be. So if I had jumped in here off the very first buy signal with a 15, well, let's see, it went about 25 points. Normally I'd probably be looking for 30 points there. So, but my trailing stop would have jumped up at 20 points. So I would have gotten a profit, or would have gotten some profit off of that one. Not the full 30. Short, obviously. Well, we say obviously, but it would have stopped us out unless we were running over a 30-point stop. So that one would have stopped out. Okay, there you go. Yeah, my info sheet that I had on, I have a PDF on it, but for some reason it doesn't list the daily loss. So thank you for looking that up. Then obviously this one would have worked. It's trying to say it wouldn't have. I'm not sure why. There. Uh, this one would have worked, and now this one would have worked. So as much as I say, well, this was hard to trade, it really wasn't hard to trade if I just followed the signals. Would have got something off of that. This one would have stopped me out. This one would have worked. This one would have worked. This one would have worked. Oh yeah. I mean, it's not like if I hit 120 that day, I'm gonna stop. You know, continue. No saying one day is gonna be better than next day. So yeah. My goal is probably I'm gonna be doing some more analysis weekend, but I'm probably gonna be doing micros and looking for somewhere between $60 and $80 a trade profit, and with a $40 stop loss on probably like 2 micros. Yeah, that's really nice. I mean, that obviously the 200K is the goal. That static drawdown is excellent. We could trade 15 contracts. I can't imagine I would ever have the guts to trade 15 contracts, but it'd be fun. I mean, honestly, when you think about it, on something that's liquid, like NQ or ES or Crude or Gold, if you have a winning strategy that's constantly giving you, a 60, 50% win rate with a good risk to reward, there's no reason not to continue scaling up on your contracts, but it takes guts. Yeah. I mean, if anyone's interested in really going along, the career path with me and, join the next couple of weeks, maybe I can even keep like as part of the weekly if I do a weekly review video of how things went, I can do like even showing where everyone else got that week and stuff. We can kind of keep track of everybody that's doing it, if that's something people are interested in. But like one more good trade. I've already missed a whole bunch of good trades, so I don't know if the trade gods are going to give me another chance here, but I would like one more good trade. By the way, this move here on gold didn't hit the third band, but look at that, how that came down harsh. Oh, this uptrend, it did break the Bollinger here. Actually, look at this. Look at this gold chart. We're going to point it out here. Right there, 1. Right here, 2. Right here, 3. And all 3 times these reversed. There's reverse down by a point and a half to 2 points. This reversed down by a point and a half. This reversed up by a point and a half. And then continued on. So all 3 times that it broke the third band on the RSI, we got the reversal. Uh, so NQ bounced here and is coming back down. Again, I just missed that short signal. Why is it every time I analyze something, something happens? That's 15 points. Ugh. Skogs, I am Monday night. I started my night streams start at 7:45 Eastern time, and I do night streams Mondays and Wednesdays, and I do morning streams Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays at starting at 7:30 a.m. So I went down 30 points there. We could have grabbed a quick 30 points, and I missed the signal again. This is why those guys tell me I need to stop streaming, but I'm not going to stop. Don't worry. We'll get it. I just need more screens. I need to be able to constantly watch one screen while I'm doing something on another screen. There was a time before I was ever trading back in the day that I actually had 7 screens. I want to get back to 7 screens. Now you see, That was a quick move down. Nice 30 points we could have got. And like I pointed out, you know, of these signals since the open, only one would have failed for 30 points. Well, this one we got 30 points, but we got far enough that we would got, profit on the trailing. This one failed. Worked, 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 worked. Yeah, it's also at the top of the YouTube page if you look up at the banner. Now we are playing with this prior support. It has gotten below. Still think we are heading downward. We do have a downward trending SMA line. I want to jump in here, I really do, but I hate jumping in 2 candles after. Now, one strategy would be to look at the 2-minute chart. Oh, no, 2 minutes way back here. So never mind. We won't look at the 2-minute chart. Yes. I will only take a trade when I'm live on those. Yeah, during a stream. So in other words, like I said in the introductory video that I did, the head of the Chicago Mercantile Exchange could call me up and say, "Hey, I know NQ is going to go about to make a 300-point move, and I would not take that trade on the Trader Career Path account unless I was live streaming at the time." Now, I'm still going to be trading this account that I'm trading now, the Gauntlet account, and that's going to be on stream and off stream. But the Trader Career Path is going to be 100% live stream exclusive. Big move here up on gold. 1.5. Kind of sideways here now on NASDAQ. I have a feeling it's going to continue heading down. I really want to jump in here, but I don't want to FOMO into a trade. And it's really, every time I try and jump into something after we get the signal, and I mean, it's already broken it's hanging right around that prior support area. It's already broken that. So I'm just going to sit in the sidelines. Warren and I have that same problem. I constantly am moving my stops, or I'll jump out too quick. I mean, sometimes it's good to jump out if you see a sign of reversal. Like I did on my, the trade I won on gold earlier, where I saw. Yeah, I'm not sure if you were here for that, but on my gold win, which was back. Where was that? Here. So I jumped in. I waited for this break of resistance, and I jumped in. And I saw it get up here. I saw we were above the Bollinger on the RSI. So we were hitting the Bollinger here, and so I jumped out. Yeah, I didn't hit my profit target was 16 ticks. I jumped out at 10 ticks, and I jumped out literally right before this flush down. So it's if you're looking at it and it's telling you to jump out because you're seeing where things are at in the chart, and things are looking like they're extended, yeah. But otherwise, you want to try and follow your plan. But yeah, I have the same problem. I'll be like, it's gotten this far and it's kind of hesitating. Let's jump out here, and so many times that works against me. Once you understand the fundamentals, you start learning some patterns and some strategies, and you've tested those strategies and you see that they work, then the absolute biggest obstacle for traders is the psychology of it. You have that whole fear of failure. You have that whole so many people, they'll cut their winners short and then let their losers run because they hope that the loser decides to reverse. They don't want to take the loss. So yeah, I mean, that's why there's so many books that's been written on trader psychology, because it really is, in my opinion, once you can learn the fundamentals, it's the biggest obstacle. It really is. That's why, this whole thing with using the short and the long signals, once I get that down, I believe it's going to be a teachable system for others. I mean, like Vincent's using it, and he's using it very well. And I believe it's something I can teach others, and I like it because for the most part, it gives me a concrete place to start. I'm not just guessing on the chart where to jump in. Now eventually as you're learning, you start seeing the patterns and you can start figuring it out maybe without those, but using those signals and then weeding out some spots on the chart that you don't want to follow them, I believe is a teachable system. And that's my goal, is to be able to find something that someone that's new can start practicing with and maybe take and start forming their own system, and then they just got to worry about the psychology of it. So updating our charts, ES did get newer highs earlier. It's back about mid-range. And Q the same. Copper is actually down to its daily lows. But it's interesting here, if you look at copper, it's right at the daily low. It looks like it's bouncing off of the same area. So that's definitely an interesting resistance point, or support area, whichever. Support resistance is basically the same thing, just gold is making new daily highs right now. UltraBond snapped down to make a new daily low. Trying to pull back a little bit now. Crude sort of the top of its range. And heating oil is hanging around its daily low. We'll probably be streaming for another 20 to 30 minutes. Uh, Indices are, this is kind of a weird looking chart, but let's check what Bitcoin's doing. Probably the same thing as NQ. Eh, kind of an ugly looking chart on Bitcoin there. SHIB, which I have. So I'll love to see SHIB reach a penny one day. If it reached $1, I could really be happy. Gold's continuing to head up. So I missed that buy signal, another missed opportunity. It pulled back some, but not a whole heck of a lot. It's going up about 3.5 points. Everything's kind of taking a breath here, it looks like. Although it looks like the UltraBond is trying to send us a short signal. I don't know. Oops. Pull up the wrong chart. Do that a lot. Big move down here on the UltraBond. This is a pullback. Back under. I'm not sure if we're actually heading back down now. Doesn't look horrible. There's a setup. Check how big our candles are here. NQ actually sending us a signal too now. NQ's trying to come back up on a buy. I don't know. I mean, what we're seeing here, which makes me hesitant to take a long signal, you can see, we're starting to get lower lows for sure. I mean, to match this high here, it would need to come. I don't see that happening. I mean, it's possible, but it's got to go through an EMA. It's got to stay above the SMAs. I think this is just a pullback. I think this started the down move right here. This is a pullback, down move, pullback. I think we're going to see another pullback here. I mean, another down move. Yeah, that's about, Skogs, that's about where I'm at now. I got 772,000 SHIB. I use a program called Unmineable to so-called mine it on my computer. I get about 15,000 SHIB a day. Somewhere between 15 and 20,000 SHIB a day. Here's that pullback. Part of me wants to jump in here short. That would have been a bad place to do it because of that pop-up. We'll wait for our first red candle here. If we see another red candle for confirmation that it's reversing, that's where we'll jump in. There's a red candle. Yep, still green. What we're going to do, we're going to come over here. We're going to get one micro ready. No, it's still trying to send us buy signals. But I still really don't like the buy signal there. I'm really expecting to move down, so we'll wait. I mean, honestly, if it breaks the EMA, we'll probably still wait. I really kind of want to see it get back above there, but that said, that is 40 points away. I can show you actually. Hold on. NQ still trying to convince me of a buy signal here. Hold on. There, you can see this black box. It's called unmineable. You can actually I think it natively mines Cardano, and you can switch it to anything you want. Like 14 different coins they have. Just make sure you have it going to a BEP20 address and not a regular Ethereum address. Because if it's Ethereum, you got to wait until you have 5 million SHIB to get a payout. Otherwise, you get payout every 150,000 SHIB to your wallet. But here, I'll go back through. You set whether you want to mine off your graphics card or your CPU. You put in your address, which coin you want. You can see these are the different coins you can mine with it. You can even do Bitcoin if you wanted to, but I figured SHIB has a best chance of maybe at least doubling. I don't know much about these other coins that's possible. I don't know what the possibility is. So I stuck with SHIB, and I lost it there. SHIB, and like I said, make sure you have a BEP20 address. There's that reversal I was expecting. I knew, and then it keeps track of your balance. It'll send you a payment every time you hit 150,000. There's your hash rate. It's just starting up, but I get between 14 and 20 usually on the hash rate. Mega hash. And you see in the last 24 hours I've made about 14,000 SHIB in the last 24 hours. All, for some reason, all, yeah, mind freeze. Antiviruses, just because it's a minor, try and treat it as a serious threat, so you have to whitelist it. Chrome wouldn't even let me download it, load it, but it is definitely safe. I've never had a problem. There's Reddit. There's even a subreddit on Unmineable, so it's definitely a legit thing. It's nothing to worry about. So came down like I expected, but I mean it only came down about 21 points on that candle, and then immediately went back up. That's interesting. Then we're coming up into downtrending bands. So we're definitely, I mean, it's undecided right now, really, what it wants to do. Obviously, big candles. It's almost got to, it's right pushing into the bands here. You almost think reversal, but no. Let's see what the 5-minute chart looks like. 5-minute chart's coming right up to its SMA. Um, no, I don't use VWAP. I've looked at it. I've even looked at VWAP bands. I just, I don't know, haven't really. I know it's obviously a good indicator, and I know a lot of people use it and use it to success. So far, I just really haven't found it to be anything. Let's plot it on the chart here. VWAPs is blue. It's right, and price is right at VWAP. Just broke through, as a matter of fact. That's another 15-point burst there off that buy signal. So if I was going for 15-point bursts, and that's it, off these, running 15 by 15, this would have been win, loss, win, 1 win, 2 wins, 3 wins, 4 wins, 5 wins, 6 wins. I think I'm getting frustrated now. So 6 wins and a loss if I was just looking for 15 points each time. Do you realize how much money I'll be up right now? This is going up almost 30 points. Again, sometimes I think I overanalyze. Obviously we're coming up, and I expected this reversal, although, looking at the RSI didn't really give me any indication of a reversal there. So I should have just probably went with it, although we did also have the 200 EMA. So this is where sometimes having too many indicators may sometimes get in your way. Yeah, I mean, I was still, on my bias is still thinking these are just pullback, but I mean, if it gets above this again, then you got to think we're thinking bullish, but that's why trading's hard. But like I said, if I was just going for 15 points, which is $300 each time, this would be, I would have, basically, net 4 wins or 60 points, just $1,200. And here we are seeing that pullback. And see, and that's really the thing that kind of frustrates me because, if you see me do this, where why do I keep doing that? Where I go back and I chart out, like I charted out overnight. Most of the times when I'm charting out, I'm just looking at the buy and sell signal and where it's at on the chart. I don't ever look at support and resistance. I look at where it's at on the chart and decide if I would take it there. Like this one I would have taken, this one I would have taken, this one, get out of my way. This one I wouldn't have. I don't look at the support and resistance. I'm usually not even looking at moving averages or anything like that. I'm just looking at the raw signals and where they are at in the chart compared to the Bollinger Bands and the SMA line. That's all I look at when I'm going back. But then when I'm live, or not live, not just live streaming, when I'm trading whenever in current conditions, I'm looking at all these other factors, and sometimes they help me. Like yesterday, I had a great trade waiting on support, a break of support. Even that gold trade today, the break of waiting on the break of support, that worked. But all these, sometimes they really just get in my way. When things start ranging, support and resistance really does come in handy. Obviously, you want to wait till it breaks the range. But, and here's the pullback again. I think we get back below this low, this most recent low here, 622. That might be a short. These are the things I fight with, and it seems like it hurts me more than it helps me. So like I said, I have like 20 weeks of data on spreadsheets of just figuring out these signals, trades based on these signals, and it always gives me anywhere between 55 to 65% win rate at a 1.5 to 1 or higher reward to risk. Crude's been heading up for a while now. Let's watch this. It's trying to come back down. Hey Vincent, you still here? I don't remember hearing the results. Are you still in that trade, that last trade you went in? Let's see, here we bounced off the SMA. We're kind of stuck between the EMA and the resistance or support, whatever. The other thing with support and resistance is you can get a whole bunch. We have all these different support lines. So you break one and then you have another one that's 10 points away, and it's like ES is sending us a short signal already. Kind of waiting on to see what the NQ does. Just touched that support and bounced. Big bounce. Big bounce and a bounce. $45.03. Okay, so you're right about break even. A little bit of the profit. We're coming up again, back up to, back up, trying to break this recent high, where it sent us this long signal. Again, now that recent high is now sitting in between the second and the third band. So it's gotta slowly move up, or else it's gonna, as soon as it breaks that high, it's gonna be into the bands, and you're gonna think reversal. So it's gotta like move slowly here. Fortunately, we are getting close to the end of the stream. So let's see how quickly it can move up here. Gotta bounce down. High drama here, high drama. As the NQ turns, so are the days of our lives. Copper. See what copper's telling me. Copper wants to go short. It's right at the low of that last move. Copper burned me earlier, so I'm not sure. Chance that it wants to range here. Okay, once again, back to NQ. It's right there at that move before. Let's grab an NQ chart. Let's grab an NQ chart. NQ. Just trying to get above there. It's above, but not holding. There we go. We're going to show my chart there. We're going to potentially buy market if it holds above that recent support. Resistance, whichever. EMA, SMA, support, resistance. One day I'll get them all right. Nope. Can't hold it. By the way, the smarter play here, instead of waiting for it to get back up to the support, it came back down here, touched the SMA, bounced off the SMA, getting them in this green candle right here. Would have been a nice, you could have got 15, 20 points off of that. Actually, you could have got 30 points off of that. Okay, there we go. Once again, broke down off that same resistance level. You can actually see that if you had played the bounces, came up, came down, wait for your first confirmation candle above the SMA, which is here. And you could have jumped in here, 15 points and 14, so 30 points. Right here, got out, take your 30 points because you see how close you got to the band here. Expected this reversal. You could even play the reversal because of the band touch. Come down, grab 25 points on the way down, get out, wait to see if it bounces. Once you bounce, confirmation green candle here, jump in here, 30, 20, 30 points. Scalper's delight. So real quick, let's analyze that. So you've done that 30 points, 25 points is 55. Say another 25 here, 65, 75, 80 points in 12 minutes. So 80 points times 20, $1,600 potentially in 12 minutes just by trying to play these bounces. Using you see that the stop, you wouldn't even need real big stops because none of them really reversed once you got that, if you waited for the confirmation candle or played the bounce off the Bollinger. But if you're looking for 20 points, do a 10-point stop and you're getting 2-to-1 reward to risk. Again, I should probably start making a disclaimer. All this is for educational and entertainment purposes only. This is not investment advice. Always don't follow me, blindly follow me or anyone else. Obviously, I'm not yet a funded trader, and definitely not an investment advisor or a trade advisor. That's why I do not make call-outs. I just say what I'm doing. I will never tell you when to go long or go short. I just give ideas. So it's trying again now, and now it has some room. Do you see this support area? I mean, this resistance area is now below the Bollinger Bands. Remember back up here, it was really close to that top band. But that said, we're kind of sideways here. And we're probably going to wrap up here in the next 5 or 10 minutes. I'm watching. Remember, I'm expecting a Walmart grocery order about top of the hour, so. There's another pullback. So we're definitely sideways. Let's take a quick gander what everything else is doing. Copper, that short signal so far wasn't that great. Gold's pulling back. UltraBond's continuing to head down. That would have been a good signal to take on that UltraBond there. Up, nope, up. NQ has broken down below the SMA. So never recovered up to that area. Gold's looking like it wants to send us a short signal here. Everything looks red all of a sudden. Big move down here on NQ. 17 points. I mean, not okay. I mean, not as big as like earlier, but you know. We're gonna take a quick try on this gold. If it holds, didn't hold, now holding. It's wishy-washy. Yep. Green going back to green. Oh, big green move back up on the Nasdaq. Gold staying under the SMA for now. See if it breaks back down. Gold's back up to the SMA. So it looks like this could have been just a pullback from this. Basically, I mean, this has been one long uptrend. We've had a couple, like one, two pullbacks along the way. It's been the longest pullback if it ends up being a pullback, but we'll see. Yeah, gold's back above the SMA, and Q's back below its SMA. So nothing really giving us direction here. It's like gold wants to head up. So again, now we're back in the situation of gold. Ouch. Hold on 1 second, sorry. Put this chart down. UltraBond also heading up. So with gold, if this was a pullback, then we want to see it get back below, above a recent high of 1838.4. It's about a point away from there. So this is going to continue. If this is a continuation up of this long uptrend, then we want to see that stay above. Obviously, we'll get above this SMA line like we have, and we want to see get it back above where that move stopped. There's not a lot of velocity right now, though that's a nice. Right now, where this is up 4 ticks on this candle. NQ, it came down, popped back up, stair stepping back down. Really hasn't gone anywhere in the last 20 minutes. It looked like we were heading down. It looked like this was a pullback. 2 big moves down with kind of sharp pullbacks. Now we're just kind of settling here in this area. NQ, big move down. Now sending us a short signal. Broke through there. Ooh, 34 points down. That's a sharp move down. EST is a sharp move down. Then we know Vincent likes that. Though it is now below the RSI's Bollinger. Let's check on the 1 minute. Let's look at the 5 minute real quick. 5 minute was a nice bounce off that RSI. I'm sorry, about off the SMA. Big move down here. All of a sudden, train. So, trying to figure out if I should jump in here. Obviously, we're giving us the short signal here. It is kind of hugging bands, so, but that can sometimes how it is on its way down. We're gonna 20 seconds on this candle. How it closes will let me know if I should jump in. Right now, the wick is bigger than the body. Yep, and the signal just went away. And there's the signal again. Quite indecisive. We're going in. My indecisiveness cost me a couple points there. Entry should have been 635. I got it at 631, and it's gonna hurt me. Where the heck's my stop? Oh crap! I'm not running a stop loss on this. I forgot I turned off the ATM, so I need to quickly set a stop. Last trade of the day here. Let's see how we do. Our last trade on stream. Is this the big down move we've been waiting for? Oop, oof. Good green there, but sellers immediately came in and started fighting off that green, but still seeing green. Bulls and bears are fighting. We'll move our stop slightly down a little bit more. We're in a 31. Yeah, I had my stop up too high anyway. Okay, looks like we're gonna get stopped out though. Well, maybe not. Just trying. Trying to push back down. But love to see if this end. Oh yeah, big fight here. Push down, push down, push back up. So bouncy. Yeah, I think we're gonna get stopped out. I think we're gonna have a red day. Maybe not. Yep, order filled. Yep. So we got stopped out. So I went in off the short signal, and it just didn't work. Apparently, this is that was one of those that could be a pullback, or it might just curl up to a U, bounce back off. But so we end the day, I think, close to back where I started. Down at 132.50. So I made up about $40 on stream compared to where I started. It started at negative down 175. I will trade some probably this afternoon, maybe, to see if I can get some of that back. If not, next week. I'm upset with myself for not taking more opportunities this morning, but that's pretty much par for the course. One day I'll get it. Let's see. We'll hang out here a couple more minutes unless my Walmart order is coming. Let me look. Okay, order is on its way. Should be here shortly, so we'll hang out about 2 more minutes. Excuse me, 1 minute. So, we see it just came up enough to stop me out. And now it's heading back down. That's frustrating. I got stopped out at, let me look. I got stopped out at 45. It went up to 48. Reverse back down. It's now below my entry point. So once again, just not a wide enough stop. I went for a 15-point stop. It looks like I needed 20. 20 would have kept me in, although now we're back heading back green again. So it's not sure what it wants to do. So, okay, yeah, heading back up, down. It's just totally whatever. Anyway, gentlemen and ladies, if there's any ladies here, I haven't seen any ladies talk today, I don't think. But anyway, folks, that's better. Gender neutral. I do thank everyone for joining me this morning. I hope everyone has a great Super Bowl weekend if you enjoy football. Again, I'll be back here Monday night for the start of the Trader Career Path. If you're going to join me for the Trader Career Path, you want to make sure that you buy it on Sunday evening or Monday after, Monday morning, afternoon, whatever. And that way you can talk to support and get live commissions if you're going to trade micros. So you have that ready to go for Monday evening. I hope everyone has a great day, great weekend, and I'll talk to you all next week. Thanks. Bye.